All right, welcome back everyone to Vuln Vibes. It's time for WP Safe Block. You know what that means.
Yeah.
We're diving deep today into, well, a daily summary of those WordPress vulnerabilities, the high and critical ones we got to watch out for.
Right.
And look, we know you guys, our listeners, you're all security pros, right? You live and breathe this stuff. So we're not going to waste time with the basics.
Definitely not.
We're going straight to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Trend analysis.
Exact.
2 plugins are really making some noise today.
Oh, yeah.
Workreap and Review Schema.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, both have brand new vulnerabilities.
Freshly discovered, huh?
Still warm. Now, these plugins, they do different things, right?
Yeah, different purposes, for sure.
But the vulnerabilities they have, well,
So point to a common weakness?
a weakness that everyone, and I mean everyone,
Yeah.
needs to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
So Workreap first.
Okay.
For those who don't know, it's used to build those freelance marketplaces. So think about all the data that flows through there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
User profiles, payment info, all the project details.
Sensitive stuff?
Very sensitive.
Yeah.
And the vulnerability, it's a privilege escalation issue, affecting all versions older than 3.2.5.
So quite a few out there, probably. And it's a nasty one, this privilege escalation. The root cause is, well, improper user validation,
Very.
social logins, and even profile updates.
So an attacker could
They could potentially, yeah,
exploit this, right?
log in as any user they want, even an admin, just by knowing the email address.
Whoa. That's a huge problem, right?
Absolutely.
Think about it.
Especially on a busy platform.
Yeah, a big freelance site with tons of users.
Imagine large-scale account takeovers.
Chaos. Yeah.
Complete chaos.
And if they get into the admin controls,
Oh, game over.
it's bad news.
They could mess with financial stuff, steal all that sensitive data we talked about.
Could even deface the whole site.
Basically, yeah, they'd have full control.
Now, there is a partial fix.
Right, in version 3.2.5.
Yeah.
It's a good first step, sure.
What does partial even mean?
Well, think of it like this. Patching vulnerabilities, it's a bit of a whack-a-mole game.
Okay, I like that analogy.
You fix one thing, and sometimes you accidentally open up another hole somewhere else.
So, even with the update.
People need to be cautious. Keep an eye out, monitor for anything suspicious.
All right, good advice. Let's shift gears.
Sure.
Review Schema, this other plugin we mentioned.
Okay, yeah.
This one's all about structured data.
Helping websites talk to search engines better.
Pretty standard stuff these days.
Every website wants to rank higher.
Exactly. But here's the thing. This vulnerability,
Local file inclusion.
LFI, yeah.
It affects all versions up to 2.2.4.
Again, a lot of sites probably running an older version.
Now, just to clarify for anyone who needs it.
Yeah, what exactly is LFI?
Basically, it lets attackers trick the application,
Jerk it into.
including files, running files, things it shouldn't be doing.
Oh, so they can execute code they shouldn't have access to.
Ex-
And with Review Schema.
This specific vulnerability, it can be exploited through what's called post-meta.
Okay.
But to do that, they need at least contributor-level access.
So someone with basic editing permissions could cause trouble.
Potentially, yes.
How so?
Well, imagine they slip some bad code into that post-meta.
Boy.
When the page loads, boom, that code gets executed.
Giving them access to...
Sensitive data, maybe even control of the server itself.
It's kind of scary that something that seems so minor can have such big consequences.
It is, and it's a reminder that every little detail matters when it comes to security.
And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
Both of these vulnerabilities, they share a common theme.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Lack of proper input validation.
It's like the Achilles heel of web applications.
Time and time again, it comes back to this.
Not just WordPress plugins either.
You see it everywhere,
And it's a simple principle, really.
but it's so easy to overlook.
And the consequences can be disastrous.
So for our listeners out there, developers, site admins, everyone,
What can they do?
what can they do to stay ahead of this?
Well, first off, secure coding practices are a must.
Absolutely, but beyond that,
Regular security audits are your friend.
like a health check for your website.
Exactly. Find those weaknesses before the attackers do.
And I bet keeping up with the latest vulnerabilities helps too.
Definitely. MITR, EATTNCK, great resource.
It gives you those insights into how attackers think.
Which helps you build better defenses.
So, bottom line for today,
Update Workreap and Review Schema ASAP.
can't stress that enough.
But bigger picture, think about the trends.
Are there patterns we're seeing
How can we apply those principles of defense in depth?
to truly protect our sites?
It's not just about reacting to individual vulnerabilities.
It's about staying ahead of the game.
Absolutely.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Stay safe out there, everyone.
And keep those WordPress sites secure.
We'll catch you next time on Vuln Vibes.